Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Trial by Magus. In today's edition of the Rechlin Skunkwerks report, I'm going to be taking a look at this right here. This is the Caudron-Renault C.714 Cyclone, light premium fighter from France. This is a recent offering from Wargaming, and is the second aircraft from France to be introduced into the game. Now, an interesting historical note on this: the Cyclone was developed from a early 30s racing type aircraft, so its pedigree is quite similar to the German Me-209V Tier 5 light fighter and the American XP-77. They were very similar in designs. Now, of interesting note here for the Cyclone is that though this is a French aircraft and bears French markings and a French-style paint scheme, this was never used by France in combat. The only nationalities that actually carried this plane into combat were the Polish and the Finns. The Polish, because France played host to exiled pilots and aerial mechanics from an already defeated Poland before France itself was defeated, and the Polish pilots moved on to basing themselves in Great Britain. The Finns were a neutral party prior to the war that were allied loosely with the French, and the French agreed to supply them with some fighters. And a handful of the Cyclones here were delivered to Finland and were quickly thereafter, during the Winter War with the Soviet Union, determined to be not suitable for Finnish conditions and were relegated to training purposes. Now, taking a look at this aircraft here, it does have a very powerful engine, which is the reason it has this long nose here. It is I believe it's a 12-cylinder, and that occupies the space from right behind the hub here all the way back to where the Devil Girl is, which is why the cockpit is so far back on the aircraft. Needless to say, visibility while taking off and landing was a bit of a problem with the Cyclone, but that was a problem common to all aircraft that did not use tricycle-type landing gear, as found on the American XP-77 and other Bell Aircraft Corporation fighters. The Cyclone here, originally, when first armed, carried a pair of 20mm cannons. That was an earlier version of the aircraft and was judged to be completely unsuitable. This is a later version of the Cyclone, and it carries instead two wing pod mounts carrying the smallest caliber machine gun in the game. Those are a pair of 7.5mm guns underneath each wing, compared to 7.62mm used by the British and the Americans, 7.7mm used by the Japanese, 7.62mm used by the Soviets, and 7.92mm used by the Germans. Now, don't let that turn you off from the aircraft. As I discovered myself when I first took her out, those machine guns do a surprising amount of damage because they have an insane rate of fire, and they just refuse to overheat. So you can lay into the fire key all you want with those things, and wreck modules, injure pilots, and set things on fire, because if you are going to fly this thing, I recommend that you use the universal ammo type as opposed to the standard. With the rate of fire you got on this thing, even with a low fire percent chance with this small caliber of weapon, you're still going to set a lot of fires, because there are a lot of bullets hitting their target if you are within the range of 120 meters, 400 meters to your target. For pilot skills, I've got a base pilot here, still training up his sight range, but I recommend you go with increased sight range and then engine guru. I am supplementing my low-skilled pilot by using engine tuning on this aircraft, which is basically portable engine guru ability. Now for combat, this thing is actually very good for a premium aircraft. Comparing it to the other fighters in the tier, it is slower than the 109B and the heavy fighters, but that's to be expected. It's single engine. Speed is not where light fighters have a lot of their strength invested. This thing is, however, an exceptionally nimble turn fighter while maintaining almost as much speed as the energy fighters. So this thing right here, I've found that if you can't out-turn it, you can definitely outrun it, possibly even outclimb it. And if it can outrun you, you can most certainly out-turn it. This aircraft is very good for use solo. But she also benefits from teamwork. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate in the following battle, where I was teamed up with my clanmate, Warhog. I hope that this demonstrates the aircraft's capabilities to everyone, and if you have it, you learn something about it, and if you don't have it, you learn what to watch out for. Good hunting.